You got it on?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is going to show how to do the window regulator rebuild on a convertible Beetle rear window. Unfortunately, the glass is already off of this one, so, but you do have to, of course, take the window out. Actually, if I had to explain how to get the dang thing out, you really shouldn't be doing this in the first place, so we'll skip that message. So we assume you already have it out. So let's go ahead and first get the motor assembly off. And of course that's screwed up. If you can reuse the cable assembly, that's great. Not this time. So we get this off of here. Put that off. And that as well. And then this is an 8mm nut. Take this off. And that's pretty much got it. So we now have it stripped down, ready to put the new one back on. We'll reuse the motor. Take the kit, apparently supposed to open at some point. Okay, definitely want to reuse the nut there. Alright, so step one, you want to get this thing prepped. Mapton, no, it's not a bubble wrap. So I cut these off so I can reuse them, which we'll be using up here, which you'll see in a few. So take those off. At this point now, once you get this thing loose, you want to make sure you don't let this pop out. If you do, you just have to spend time winding it back in. There's two barbs on it, here and here. And they snap in these slots here and here. So just kind of force it in. There we go. Once you get them snapped in. And then I'm going to go ahead and put the first screw in the bottom of it here, which goes in this part here. I'm just going to simply flip it up. Get the screw in the bottom and run it home. Okay, that should kind of help keep that in place. Now we're ready to put it together. So the end with the spring on it goes here in the large opening. Pull that down. And then to get the cables to the wheels, go in that notch. Just tube it through, twist it. I'm going to pull this through here. Then this side. I'm going to hook this in the other end. And then I'm going to hoop this on this wheel up here. Again, same thing. So we now have the basic assembly done. Now comes the hard parts. You got to get this to push in down here correctly. So you can get that in there, and that gives you slack. And now you can pull on this up here. And you gotta make sure this thing doesn't pop out. You gotta get this pulling to fit onto this. Right, there we go. Got that on there correctly. Now then, I'd be hard pressed probably to get this to pop on here. So I'm gonna move this piece down. So I'm gonna slide it, just pull it down like so, to about here. Now the key thing is when you work with this thing, you gotta make sure this wheel doesn't want to pop out. So I'm gonna keep my hand on top of it, pull this down. And see, now that I gotta get the washers on this thing. I never replace these pieces here, but since someone will bitch and moan if I don't, because you're a bunch of pissant whiners, a bunch of ingrate people you are. Tell you what, there we go. Okay, put that on. Now, we just kind of work this over. Almost got it. There we go. Put that on there. Then you put the larger washer on. And then you want to use the new nut. Put it on. Now again, we're assuming that the glass would still be on all the stuff. Okay, so now we tighten this down. Okay. good enough. Okay, now then, when you go to put this all together, you do have to have the glass all the way up to the top. So we got to get this back up, and this is how I've always done it. So I just basically, I'm going to hook this onto here, and then I'm going to keep my hand over the pulley, and if I had the glass in it, and then I just pull this up while slowly working it up. There we go. Because you'd be kind of hard pressed to get this snapped onto there. So again, make sure this doesn't pop off. And now we put this, oh wait, I'm going to pop this over. And then we got to fit this thing on. It's just a matter of wiggling it around a little bit. Once you kind of got it, flip it over and hold it in place. Let's see if we can get a screw started. And 1. 2 and 3. That's the basic assembly. Then the zip ties, reuse them, because if you don't zip tie this cable down, it will flop around, it'll make a noise, or it can hang up. It's just a general problem. So there's one there, and then I'll go ahead and use both of them. This way, if one fails, there's still a backup, although I've never seen them fail. But and then, of course, a good pair of Knipex pliers. That's it. That's now ready to go back in the car. And like I said, normally the glass would still be mounted to this bracket. So this is how I received it for the guy I'm fixing this for. So oh well. The big problem with these things is the new cables are too short, and I've seen where I've repaired these things, and a week later, a month later, it breaks here again. If the cables are not chewed up, reuse the cables. Don't just replace this piece right here. If the cables are chewed up, you got no choice. I don't think anything else to let you know about. That's pretty much it, I guess. Stop it.